Alright, so this was a last minute decision to come check out this beach that's really close to our house. Right, Juan? Right?
Yes, like a 12 minutes from our house.
Hey, did you guys ever see this? Put the ice cream in a hamburger bun?
So I wear fish clothes come to the beach.
Yeah, so Juan
You look sure.
said this was perfectly normal to wear those shoes in these clothes to the beach. I said, who wears shoes like that to the beach? And she said, me. Who the hell wears sneakers to the beach? And I said, everybody. I don't know if anybody swims there. Oh, there's a couple people in the water. I seen this, I don't know what to call it. What is that called? I can't think of the word. The thing that goes way out. I forget what we call that.
The beach.
What?
The beach.
You the bitch.
You the beach.
You the beach.
This. That is beach. This is the beach.
No, this is the beach. That has a word. I can't. It's not a jetty. Is it a jetty? Oh man, I can't think of the word. But anyway, I looked at that. It looks like you can go on it, so maybe we'll check that out. But Pattaya, I don't know if you'll be able to see because of the sun. Pattaya is just over that way. Juan wants to check out that. I hate to say jetty, and I'm wrong. The wooden thing, okay, the bridge, the water bridge. I know I'm going to sound so stupid. Have a couple places right here on the beach. I mean, maybe we'll come check this out, man. This looks pretty cool. What's this one for pick your own fish, you think?
Yeah. Buffet.
Let's go see.
You can fishing, swim.
Nothing in there. There's nothing in there.
No swim here.
Oh, have a lot of stuff over here.
Yeah, like a small market.
Yeah, a small market right next to the beach. Drinks and all small food. Oh, look at this girl's food. Oh, show this plate. Show that plate. Oh, yeah, man.
So big.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Nice.
Couple store for drink.
Oh, yeah. Right there, have Hong Kong, Samsung, Chang. Have Mojome.
Have table for sit down. People have lao ban.
Huh?
This one lao ban. You love lao ban.
Wonder how much Lao Bun. This is the secret bar. It's a secret.
120.
So they got Lao Bun toilet. 99 baht. Ooh, oh. Cantaloupe, kiwi, apple, punch, lychee. Okay, I come back, get one.
What do you get?
Later, we look right now, we come back, get one.
Okay.
But they have blueberry. So, when I used to come as a tourist, I used to love that meat, man. Like, they sell it on the motorcycles on the side of the road. I used to eat it all the time, man. I loved it. Then anyway, I met Juan, and Juan said, hey, do you know how they make it? No, I said, I have no idea how they make it. It's just pork, right? She said, yeah, but you see it's dry, right? They dry it in the sun. They let it sit outside for a day or two. And she said there's always flies. Oh, Jesus Christ, man, I haven't eaten it since. Who knows how many flies I've eaten. But it was good at the time. And I tell you what, after a few Jack and Cokes, flies are delicious. This is a pretty cool spot to exercise. They got all this right here on the beach. Nice little walking path. I don't know where it goes, how far it goes. Maybe it goes to that wooden thing that we're going to, but have some exercise. Actually, I didn't catch it on camera, but I just finished working out like 3 hours over here. Right, Juan?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You try so hard.
Yeah, I was working out so hard on this exercise equipment. But this is cool. Nice, the sidewalks are better here than in Pattaya or Bangkok. Looks like they rent jet skis over here too. I've always wanted to do jet skis, and I've been to Thailand a lot, and I've never done it because there's a jet ski stand. Damn, they look fun though.
I want to play
Yeah, I
jet
want to play
ski.
too. So there's a jet ski scam that happens in Pattaya a lot. I mean, it's you hear about it all the time. So you come as a tourist and you do the jet ski rental, and you take the jet ski and you go out for an hour. You go out for an hour, however long, and then when you take the jet ski back, mysteriously there's always some damage. And they say, "Oh, you did bad. Oh, you have to pay." Maybe that doesn't happen here because this is not so full of tourists. So I don't know. I don't know if that happens everywhere. I don't know. Anyway, I mentioned in the last video we weren't lucky. The phone's missing. The TV stopped working. The TV remote was broken. The rear view camera in my truck just all of a sudden stopped working, and I was feeling a little bit unlucky and not looking for your sympathy, but just telling you what it's like, you know? My idea for this video was that I can tell you more about me and how I ended up here and what I'm doing and all that stuff, but every story has to start at the beginning. So the beginning of my story was I was sitting home in America and I was on the computer and a little ad popped up, and the ad said, "Fly Boston," because I lived close to Boston. "Fly Boston to Bangkok," and it was like 600 US dollar round trip. And I was like, no way, man! I've traveled to China. Like that's a super good deal. Like there's not even flights from Boston to California for 600. So I was like, I don't know if I believe this deal, but I'll try. If it works, then I'll book it. Everything looked good. So I called up my friend who lives in China. China's not so far from Thailand. I said, hey, I think I'm going to China. Have you ever been to Thailand? Do you want to meet me in Thailand? And he was like, I always wanted to go to Thailand. If you book the flight, let me know and I'll meet you there. Cool. Boom, I booked the flight. Called him. Boom, he booked his flight. Shortly after that, he called me back. And he said, hey, do you mind if my cousin, brother, whatever the hell he said, comes? They do that a lot in China. They say my brother, my sister, when they're not actually blood. Like good friend, I guess. Anyway, do you mind if he comes? So I said, yeah, sure, cool, man, the more the merrier. So now there's 3 of us. The next day, he's like, hey, do you mind if my other friend comes? Cool, the more the merrier. Anyway, the day came. I fly to Thailand. We all landed at the same time, around the same time. And our plan was, I planned everything. Our plan was 3-4 days in Bangkok, 3-4 days in Pattaya, 3-4 days in Koh Samet, the Koh Samet Island, and then 3-4 days in PP Island, way down south. So, maybe asking yourself, well, what does this have to do with bad luck? It sounds all like good luck so far. Yeah, sure, maybe I got a good deal on the flight and my friends could meet me here and that was cool. So we went to Bangkok. We had fun, man. It's the first time any of us had been to Thailand. That was a lot of fun. Different food, different environment, different culture. Everything was cool. When we came to Pattaya, where I am now, I had booked dirt bike tours, like an all-day dirt bike tour. They came and picked us up at the hotel. We went to their office, and the 3 guys from China had never rode a dirt bike that style, you know, with the 1 down, 4 or 5 up, whatever. Every bike's a little bit different. So they had to stay within the grounds until they got comfortable with the shifting and how the bike handled and all that. But I grew up riding dirt bikes, so I could go out on my own. So they gave me this guy to go ride with, to go follow. He was my guide. Come to find out, he's the Thailand, at the time, well, maybe he was, I don't know at the time, but anyway, Thailand's national motocross champion. I mean, we're talking about a real friggin' racing professional. And that's where I was following through the woods. Friggin' he's hauling ass. And we're jumping and we're going through trees and forest and oh my god. Here comes the bad part. I'm doing the best I can to follow this guy. It's not easy. He's a motocross champion. I'm just a friggin' getting older guy from America. So we're following him, going through the woods. Oh man, I'm having a great time. I had a GoPro on my helmet. Having a great time. Everything's great. We get to the beach sand. I don't know if you've rode a dirt bike in beach sand, but the sand shifts. And your back tire or front tire can easily shift with the sand and like totally throw off your balance and your weight. And so I was coming around the corner and we were hauling, man. This guy's a professional. We were hauling. I was coming around the corner. When I was coming around the corner, I gave it a lot of gas. And the sand was over a rock. I didn't even know the rock was there. When I did that, the tire slipped on the rock, went out from under me. Whatever, man, I don't know what happened exactly, but that's what caused it. All I know is I went over the handlebars. I fell down. It wasn't like a major crash, but when I fell down, I couldn't breathe. And I was like, and it hurt so bad, and I couldn't breathe. And I was like, all right, calm down, dude, just calm down. You just fell down, no big deal. I fell down on dirt bikes 1,000 times. But 10 minutes later, I still couldn't breathe. This guy figured out I was gone, and he turned around to come back to check on me, and I was, at that point, just standing up. I was just like starting to get my breath back. He's like, you okay? I was like, dude, I don't know. I was in so much freaking pain. Relax, have some water, relax. We waited, I don't know how long we waited, 15, 20 minutes, I'm not sure. But anyway, after a little bit of time, and I was still in a lot of pain, but at least I was breathing normal. He's like, do you want to keep going? Do you want to go back to the shop? Like, what do you want to do? Well, how far is the shop? How far are my friends? Like, what are my options? He's like, the shop's like a half hour if we take the main road. And then your friends run a different route. They're maybe an hour away on the other side. The only other option would be to call an ambulance or have one of our guys come pick you up or something, you know, and take you to the hospital if you're really hurt. I was like, no, that's not necessary. Let's just go back to the shop. I'll wait for my friends. Everything will be all right. So I had a ride back to the shop. So uncomfortable, so much pain. We get back to the shop, and I did have a great day other than that last half hour. So, you know, when we get back to the shop, you can take a shower, change your clothes. They give you a cheeseburger, some fruit, a beer. I was trying to do all that in good spirits, trying my best. My friends came back. That was it, man. I was in so much pain. Finished. It was a great time, other than falling. Went back to the hotel, and my friends showered again and whatever. So they came to my room. Hey, do you want to go out? You know, we'll go out and get some drinks and check out Pattaya. I was like, dude, man, I think like maybe I pulled a muscle or something. I have no idea, but I better just relax tonight, man. Maybe I'll go across the street to 7-Eleven and get some Tylenol or something. Just try to sleep and feel better tomorrow, and then tomorrow we'll go crazy. So my friends, oh, you want us to stay here with you? No, nothing you can do, man. Just I'm going to try to sleep. You go have fun. I couldn't do anything, man. It hurt to breathe. It hurt to go to the bathroom. I just had to lay down in bed with the remote in my hand and not move. That's what I could do for hours and hours. And I remember barely sleeping that night, like falling asleep and then moving a certain way. Oh my God. I stayed in that hotel room for 3 days, I think it was. My friends were like, hey, we're supposed to go to the next spot. Are you okay to go? I was like, you know what, man, I think you just have to go. Hey, by the way, you see this cool Buddha? No, that's not the name of the dog. That's the name of the big red Buddha right there. I told my friends, no, man, I can't go, man. I'm really in pain. Why don't you guys go ahead? As soon as I feel better, I'll catch up with you guys. So I don't know how many nights went by, 1 or 2 nights. It just kept getting worse and worse, and I couldn't do anything. Then there was one night I woke up in so much pain, I could barely breathe, and it was at that point, because I always do this, I always wait too long to go to the hospital to check something. It was at that point where I was like, you know what, man, I better go to the hospital. I better go to the hospital, maybe something's wrong. So I remember I was going to put socks on because I was leaving the hotel room. I couldn't put socks on. I couldn't bend over the edge of the bed to reach my foot. I couldn't put socks on. So I was like, I'm not wearing socks. And it took me like an hour to get out of bed because I remember like it was yesterday, man. I was laying in bed like, all right, let's go. We got to go to the hospital. Oh, I can't move that way. 1, 2, 3, go. But you get the point, right? I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. It took me an hour to get out of bed. I had to move millimeters at a time to get out. And like slide some shorts on. Putting a shirt on was absolute freaking murder. I just slid my foot into my sneakers. And I went down to the lobby. And as soon as they seen me, they were like, are you okay? Do you need help? And I was like, I got to get to the hospital. Can you call me a taxi? They were like, oh, we'll get you a songtiao. Songtiao's cheaper. So they call the songtiao. Boom, songtiao show up. Which I'm happy because I didn't have to get into a car or get out of a car. The songtiao just kind of, they helped me like just take a one step up into the back of the truck. And I go to the hospital and had to wait a little bit, of course. And the rest of this I really don't remember, to be honest. I don't remember so vividly, but I know I went to the hospital. I walked in, told them what happened, told them it's been days. And they said, all right, let's go take x-rays. We'll see what's going on. We went, we took x-rays. And then, you know, you waited an hour. And then they came back and said, oh, you have 2 broken ribs. And you're lucky that they just separated and not broke at an angle where it could have punctured your lung and maybe you would have had a big problem, you know. So I was lucky, they said, that it broke in that direction. It just separated straight apart. So I said, all right, cool. What do we have to do? Well, broken ribs, there's nothing you can do. You just have to wait until they fuse back together. Try not to cough. Try not to laugh. We'll give you some pain medication to help you sleep. Other than that, there's really not much we can do. Oh, that just sounds dandy. That's great. So that's how my vacation ended. The very first time I ever came to Thailand. Oh, by the way, they called me back the next day, because this was in the middle of the night. I went to the hospital. They called me back the next day after the x-ray specialist had looked at the x-rays. And they said, oh, by the way, you don't have 2 broken ribs, you have 3 broken ribs. And they were broken like right over here somewhere. And they just had separated. And so that was it, man. So my friends, it was at the end of our vacation time. My friends were supposed to go back to China. I had a return trip back to America. And so I told them, hey, I got to leave, man. I got a plane ticket. Is that going to be okay? And they were like, it's our opinion that you do not take the plane because of the pressure and blah, 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 and it's too fresh. What am I going to do, man? I took the plane. And it didn't hurt anymore, and it didn't hurt any less, and it was just, that's what happened. So I went home, and it took like 6 months. 6 months for me to be able to cough without really dying, or sneeze. Don't sneeze. Don't ever sneeze. I'll tell you what, just don't break your ribs. So the whole point of the story is, I was telling you last video that I've been a little unlucky here in Thailand. It's not just recently. It's from the first time I started. So I do have another story to tell you about, I think it was the second or maybe third time. But every time I come here, I have a freaking problem. I should have known better than to move here. What the hell was I thinking? But anyway, I have a story to tell you next time, which involved staying in the hospital for 3 or 4 nights. And I can tell you what happened that time. It's an interesting story, I think. Maybe you'll like it. But obviously, if you watch the whole video, give me a like, give me a subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. And I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll talk about my next story next time. See you soon.